Okay, hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres. Today would be the 14th of May, and it is a little windy. And I found that putting that microphone in my pocket did make noise, but it's better than the wind noise. So this time I'm just going to try it tucked down in my shirt here, and it's right up against my self. So we'll try that. I'm gonna title this trigger alert, because if this doesn't trigger your farmin, then you probably ought to take up golf. But this field right here is my grow field, okay, and I started doing some stuff the day before yesterday on here, and I said I would make a couple installments. But take a look at this. Okay, this is where I haven't rototilled, and there were pigs on that since late last summer. Remember, there's a video out there when I just put them in here. They were real little, the pigs were real little, and there was a bunch of daikon radishes sticking out. So here's where I have tilled. I mean, this rototiller is awesome. It is awesome. Okay, so how many months would that be? Let's just say September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. So we're talking 9 months. 9 months? 9 months that they've been on this 100 by 200 chunk. And they took all that forage off of it, but a lot of it is still here. So you see all these little pig nuggets out there. They're all very beneficial to the development of this ground. Now, what happens when you turn it up like this and you're bringing moist, cooler soil from underneath up and putting it on top, and then taking the manure from on top and putting it under, there's sort of like a meet and greet of the biology that's in the soil, and a little bit of moisture, and then the sunlight, the mild sunlight like we're having now, and there's lots and lots of activity that's going to take place here. Now, if you were here right now, there's a little bit of a smell. I mean, it's not that really heavy pig smell, or when they spread manure around here. You can smell it, but it's not bad. I mean, if we were going to have a picnic lunch up there, I don't think anybody would mind. Really wouldn't. But when they spread manure over on this field, I mean, you got to shut the windows in the house, you know. So it's not bad. But what will happen is when this biology gets to working, and you know, the protozoas are going to start eating the bacteria, and you know, the soil is really going to come alive here. There's just a lot of things going on now. We have had rain too, and I'm expecting a little bit more rain this afternoon and tomorrow. So that's why I want to get this plowed. And then, as I'm doing this, and it looks so great, I'm thinking, okay, how do I want to plant this? All right, that's when the wheels start to turn. You know, I know how daikon radishes work, or the fodder radishes that I planted last year. That was really cool. I'd love to do that again. But I'm kind of wondering how a field of kale would look. You know, how would it work in this soil and this configuration? Because it would definitely work here differently than it would work up on the top field that I've already planted, which I went out there yesterday, and it was exactly 7 days, exactly, and there was germination, but it was real spotty. So I figured I'd wait a couple days till we have a nice carpet of green up there, and I'll take the camera up there and I'll show you. But you know, there's other things I can do. I have never planted the Three Sisters, and I'm contemplating this. It's a Indian tradition, I guess, where you plant corn, they call it maize, of course, and beans that will climb the corn or maize, and then pumpkins that will cover the ground, and it will suppress the weed growth. If I did nothing here, we would have a tremendous stand of weeds, and it seems like the thing that comes up the most is the lamb's quarter, which is good feed, you know. So I mean, if times were tough and you didn't have seed, we always know that the pigs will eat lamb's quarter, and they do really well on it. It's actually very good to eat. You know, you can pick it and bring it in the house and eat it yourself. And since I was out here last, there was a little weaner area that was right there, and you can see it's gone. We removed it, pulled all the fence posts, took out all of the hog panels, and then I rototilled over it, and you would never know anything was there. It's going to be a little bit richer there. What's nice about this rototiller, as opposed to the cultivator leaves really big chunks. And I know certain philosophies would say that I'm disturbing the biology too much by rototilling it, and then it kills a lot of bacteria and stuff. I've heard all that, but I'm going to do it anyway, and that's just how it's going to go. I mean, in this pig discipline. Okay, and here's the new field that they're on. I did turnip or gopher radishes here, and they froze off. So, but I don't think that would be the norm. I think it was just that we had all of our snow leave. It got really warm in like February, and then it froze off, so everything left. And then this grass that's out there, I think is orchard grass, because I pulled some and I ate it, and it was very similar to the orchard grass that we have growing other places. Okay, and I mean, these guys went right through this gate here, and so they're going to be in here for a while, at least 6 weeks, because I don't think I'm going to have much of a stand in this field for 6 weeks. So I am kind of interested in getting this planted in something that's going to come up quick with a high top on it, and start taking some of this nutrient out of the soil. The soil has tons of nutrient in it. So on this field, I've put out here probably 10 bales of hay for them. I had a lot of hay, and if I put it out here and they chew it up, they eat it, they manure it back, it does a nice job of putting a lot of humus in this. This field, when I started doing this, it was real sandy. It just had about this much soil on top, and farmers around here told me, if you put a plow into this field, this was called the sand hill, you'll never grow anything again. Well, I beg to differ. This is working really good. Really good. I have a lot of soil out here. Let me just show you this if I can. This is an area where there was a lot of bedding. If you remember, I made a video and I was sitting right here with my back up against a straw bale, and that was just a couple of months ago. I would put it out here for them, and this is what it looks like now. Now, that is not as dark as some of the soil someplace here, but if you can see it like I can see it, it's sandy for sure, but it's got a lot of other stuff in it. Still a little stinky, smells kind of like milk. But I've been down this road before, and I know what will happen in the next few days. The biology in here will turn this very, very sweet, and it'll have that smell very similar to if you go into the forest and you pull the leaves back and you just put your face down in there and smell that. That's what it will smell like. Now, I'm not going to put any compost up on here. I don't need to. I'm just going to get this plowed, and then I'm going to plant it. And I want that done sooner rather than later, because every day, you know, I'm going to get growth, And the sooner I can move those guys back onto this piece. Remember, this is 100 by 200, and I am going to put in that next chunk of fence. It won't be virtual anymore. It's going to be a real piece of fence. So this 100 is where they will come back into as soon as I get growth in here that I'm liking. Now, here it is, May 14th. I could get germination in here in 10 days. And then we're getting into late May where it's nice and warm, warmer nights. Then we're in June. And if I have some growth in here that's about like this, it's just gonna explode. I mean, you'll come out in the morning and it's grown 4 inches. So it's really fun to watch because you're creating, you know, you're watching forage created before your eyes. I mean, you can sit up there and you can kind of listen to it grow. You know, it would be fun to put up a time-lapse camera that would go a real long time and just watch a field explode. Maybe that's something to do sometime. Okay, so I'm going to jump back on here and I'm going to continue this. As soon as I'm done here, we are going to the fish farm to bring back the fish to put in our pond, and I will document that as well. So, hey, this is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm.